guys, what's going on? Welcome back to CFCexplained, as this is your match preview for tomorrow's Conference League quarterfinals first leg against a Polish side, Legia Warsawa, who is currently sitting in 5th place in the Polish league, but they have picked up, I think, 3 wins in a row. So they're hitting form just before this game. They got nothing to lose. They're gonna play with confidence at home in the first leg with their ultras behind them. I read into them a little bit. It looks like they have a pretty reckless manager and a reckless team that likes to get stuck in, play ugly, hit teams on counterattacks. And they can also be flexible. They have like 3 system they switching between depending on who they're facing. I reckon we're gonna see a back 5, a 3-4-3. Or what you want to call it, and they're gonna try put up a low block and capitalize on mistakes and go on counters. And this is the sort of tactic we struggle against when the opponents decides to play in this way, and Maresca hasn't really found solutions how we can break down low blocks consistently. So the bare minimum target for us in Conference League is to, of course, win it. We completing the full trophy set, and then we're never looking back again. Honestly, I can't take this anymore, being in this competition. And another thing I really want to touch upon is that if we're going through to the semifinals, which we should do with ease, but you never know with Chelsea these days. If we're going through, we're gonna face either Rapid Vienna or Djurgården. And why I'm talking about this is because I'm from Sweden and Djurgården is my local team that I'm supporting here in Sweden. So if we're going through and gonna face them, man, I'm gonna spend every penny to watch that game. I'm gonna have to make a vlog or something. That would be crazy. It's like once in a lifetime that would happen. But back more to the main talking point, and then I want to discuss with you guys if we should go with a full strength team. I think we should do that, almost at least. And why? Well, because the quarterfinals begins now. We're really close to the final, and it's about time we're taking this competition to 200% and make sure we're getting the job done. We're getting over the line and picking up this Conference League trophy. If we're not managing to do that, I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be embarrassing. If we're winning the Conference League trophy, that's gonna help the players' confidence and Maresca's confidence being heavily and massively boosted. And we're gonna need that. They're gonna have the feeling of, you know what, we can actually win trophies. Some of these young guys has then got the know-how what it means to play in a European competition, what it takes to sort of win. It will be a, experience we can take on further. Of course, Europa League and Champions League is going to be on another level, especially Champions League, but this is the sort of positive things I can look with playing in Conference League, winning it, and therefore I think we should play with almost full strength team to just get the job over the line, especially in the first leg when we're playing away against a side that's gonna get stuck in, play ugly football, have their ultras behind them, like a 12 player, and we cannot afford to drop points here, because then in the second leg at the bridge it's going to be really tricky and difficult. So I feel like we're gonna go with almost full strength team, and if we're getting the job done in the first leg, it's going to be so much easier to play the second leg. And if we're leading like 3-4-0, we could perhaps, rotate even more and relax a little bit. Not be comfortable and underestimate, but we can drop our shoulders down and breathe out and okay, we can be bold and rotate the squad a bit because we got the job done in the first. The lineup I'm going with is going to consist of an almost full strength team, because Maresca mentioned that Jorgensen is the Conference League keeper and that Josh Archimpong and Tyreek George could get opportunities. So I put them in the starting lineup. I wouldn't be against it. I think they deserve minutes. Jorgensen has had an okay season. I think we can trust him in Conference League to get a job done. Josh Archimpong, Tyreek George has so much talent that it's criminal Maresca hasn't turned towards them a lot more this season. He really underestimates the power of the academy we have. The players we have in the academy has talent and ability, and they are more often than not ready to receive minutes and get opportunities. And I think they have proven so far to have that high ceiling and potential. Now I'm filling out the rest of the squad with basically main guys in Tossing, Colwill, Cucurella. We got Enzo Fernandez Caicedo in the double pivot. In the front four that's joining Tyreek George, we will have Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer, and Nico Jackson. And I trust these 11 to get the job done. I would really like if Maresca gives opportunity to Josh Archimpong instead of playing players out of position completely. He is a player that is versatile. He can play as a center back, as a fullback, inverting to the midfield. So let's utilize Josh Archimpong. Do not force things, Maresca, and force players in position they cannot fulfill. Jadon Sancho has been not so good. We have to be honest. I talked about it in another video, the reasons why Jadon Sancho is playing poorly this season. And I think it's better than to put him aside a little bit and give Tyreek George an opportunity, because I think he's suiting the winger role much more in Maresca's system. He's a traditional winger that is explosive, driving at his man, likes to cut inside, going on the outside. So playing Tyreek George, who can execute that role, would just benefit him and the team even more in the attack. Sancho, he has struggled heavily, and I don't think he suits Maresca's style of football. So I wouldn't start Sancho in this game. Now, the last key talking point I want to go through is my thoughts overall on Maresca squad management and mentality, and that we need to have high standards. I already touched upon little in Maresca squad management in terms of him forcing players out of position in roles they can't execute, and that has to basically stop now as much as possible. It doesn't help the player, it doesn't help the system. We need to put players aside and don't think about the wages, what they've done in the past. It's about now in the moment, and play players that actually suit the way you want to play. The mentality and standards has not been good whatsoever. How can a manager, after drawing against Brentford, complain about the weather and the pitch? These type of mentality and standards is not acceptable here at Chelsea. And when the manager and the board overall shows this type of loser mentality, that will, transpire and affect the players as well. I've seen in post-match interviews with players, they also now coming up with excuses and as a player, if I were playing for Chelsea and my teammate and manager were talking this way, I would not get inspired whatsoever. That's not how you've been building mental resilience and a winning mentality. But at the same time, this is coming from above, from Bowley, Bale, Feliciano, the owners. It always comes from the top first. And Maresca, unfortunately, doesn't have it in him to stop being a yes man. He doesn't have it to go against the owners and speak his mind. He's just accepting and just telling whatever he needs to say. That's what it really feels like. So, score prediction, I think we're gonna get the job done if we're playing with almost full force. Then I think we could win 3-1. if we decide, to rotate basically the whole 11 and playing with the fringe players that, doesn't really suit Maresca or has checked out of the season already, I think we're gonna see like a draw, a 1-1 draw, to be honest. And I don't really want to take that risk at the moment. And if you're brand new here, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my page, leave your comments down below. We can continue the discussion there. And thank you so much for watching, and Chelsea Explains out. Bye.